stood out for you?
The progression of the offense. So today was practice 11, and now we're getting into more situational work. So week one, it's kind of base installation, early down, third down, red area, short yardage, goal line, and then going to into week two. Now we're working more. I had a backed up situation today. Worked a grind 4-minute situation, and then we got back in the red zone. So we're throwing a lot of different situations at the kids, and I think they're handling it great. I appreciate the effort that they're giving out there more than anything, because it's hot, and we got to continue to maintain our urgency throughout practice.
One of the hardest thing for me to watch, I think, is team up tempo, because that is just grinding, and it's right in the middle of practice, it seems like, when they're already tired. How much of a mental aspect is getting through that drill?
Yeah, no, it's especially as the drive continues. But if you just look at how the game's played today, tempo can be a weapon. I'm not saying that you do it every snap, but in and out of a fast-paced NASCAR-like tempo, really forces the defense to align, forces communication, and down here, I think it can be a competitive advantage. Just for the things we just talked about. So, as the drive continues, that's where we gotta mental focus and just dig a little bit deeper to maintain it.
How would you describe the offense's growth since the start of fall camp?
Yeah, no, I think every day the mindset is get a little bit better. Every day. So, doesn't matter what we did yesterday. We learned from what we did yesterday, but we have to go out and win today. And that's the 1-0 mindset of, going in everything you do, every second of the day, going out and winning. So how do you do that? It's living in the now mindset, not yesterday, not tomorrow, today.
Which of the positions in particular have you seen the most improvement from?
I think as an offense as a whole, I thought we ran the ball really well today. And then obviously you're gonna do more of it in those situations. I think the running backs ran hard today. There was some contact in the holes, and they were to continue to move their feet and drive the pile. Tight ends, we're using more of our tight ends in some of our 11 personnel, and got into some 12 personnel. Put 2 tight ends on the field. Wideouts were, they continue to be explosive, and that's where I think that, they're at their best because they can really stretch the field, and then the quarterbacks have been doing a great job driving the tempo, creating the urgency, and just driving.
You got a lot of depth at wide receiver and running back. So how important will it be to, when you're communicating with Coach Herman, Coach Perkins, and Coach Beatty on which players can run with these type of units, especially in the starting 11 for the offense?
I don't even think it's units. I think it's taking advantage of each individual strength. This game is not about plays; it's about players, and each of them have a skill set that I want to enhance and emphasize and showcase. And so we move those guys around and give them that ability to showcase it. And whether that's running back, whether that's receiver, whether that's tight end, whether that's quarterback, we're going to play to our player strength.
Yesterday, Coach Herman talked about the team needing to develop an identity to close out fall camp. What is your objective when it comes to the offense developing themselves to end fall camp?
I think it's a mindset. I think it's a physical and mental toughness, and that's the mindset. It's a mindset of put the ball down, whether that's the -1, whether that's the +20, whether it's sudden change, whether it's raining, whether it's 100 degrees, none of that matters. It's a mindset, put the ball down, let's go play.
Okay. Thank you much. These camps, you've now been through a lot of these camps. That tempo that you guys do in team is gut-wrenching for me, and I'm just standing there. What's the mentality it takes to get through that?
Just want to know, as Coach Frye was just saying, literally you got to take it one play at a time. You can't think about how many plays we got, what's being called, this, that, you just need to focus on the now. So that's how us as offensive linemen, we get through it. Because if you sit there and think about we got to do tempo and all this, you're not going to want to do it, and you're not going to do it. to the best of your ability. But you just say to heck with it, no matter what they call, we got to run the best way that we can.
The one thing that I notice, and it's because I don't like that drill, is how much the players are talking to each other, getting each other through the drill, and then helping with recovery right after the drill. Is that something new that you're seeing because of the culture of this team? If not, you can say no.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that's something new. As in previous offenses, it was always tempo, so we knew and know what to expect when it comes into it. So when we got guys coming off the field, sideline, ones, twos, and threes, it don't matter. We're not too old, we're not too cool, this, that, and the third, to help them, get them water, communicate with them, ask them what they saw, if they have any questions, especially with the young guys. This is brand new to them. So with me being a vet, I feel like it's my job and my duty to make sure if they have any questions or anything, they need water, anything, I'm there for them.
Speaking of you being a vet, especially in the offensive line, you have seen a lot of things occur in this program throughout the years. What have you seen this year that's different among the rest?
That's a good question. I would say being bought in more. I've been on previous teams where, if I can be honest, a lot of people weren't bought in. But this year, you can see that everything's starting to turn around. Everybody's starting to focus and notice that we're too good to go, lose games that we shouldn't be losing. And everybody's starting to realize that and recognize that, hey, we can be pretty good because as you see what we can do in the field. So we just keep that mentality, but we also got to stay humble in the middle of it too as well. So I think just coming together and realizing, especially in the culture and how the way the coaches are pushing us and driving it in our mindset that we are a pretty good team, offense, defense, special teams. So.
How much has Coach Warner helped galvanize the guys in the offensive line?
Oh man, Coach Warner, that's a dude. That's a dude. Coach Warner, he's a great coach. He's a coach that I haven't had, and I've never had in my life, to be very particular on the small things, because that's what wins or lose games. Hand placement, footsteps, footwork, eyes, gestures, calls, everything to the T. He wants it to be there because that's what's going to help us win and lose games. And on the other hand of that, just the smarts of football. Football isn't just a robot sport. You just can't think and just, I got this, I got that. No, it's a moving picture before everything happens. So him helping us and teaching us how to see that, how to be more comfortable with that and grow in that.
And what areas is the offensive line working on improving to close out fall camp?
Communication, being able to communicate, especially in tempo, without having to say a lot of words, just single word calls, just being able to make those calls. And also just continue to just band together through the ups and downs. And football is not going to be perfect. So there's going to be ups and downs, so he's just helping us with that.
This is the first time, I think, in 4 years that you've had a new center. Is that forcing you guys to communicate more and to help in that spot? Or is Fred ready to go?
No drop off. There's no drop off at all. Fred has been doing a great job. All the centers been doing a great job. It's just up to us, like I said earlier, just we all have to be able to help each other and communicate through whatever it is that we're saying. So.
Good. Mm-hmm. All right.
Thank you.
Hard to stay mentally focused during that drill?
Yeah, it definitely is. But, we pride ourselves on mental and physical toughness. So I feel like even though it's hard, it's not too much for us to do. And, we harp on it so much. And I'm glad that we, before the tempo period, I was happy. I was on the field screaming because I was just ready for it. I was ready to attack the tempo period because I was looking forward to it all day. Because I know it's tough. And I know we coach mental and physical toughness. So I was ready for the tempo drill.
That's something that Coach preaches about, being in the moment, want to know every time, forget the last play, start with this one, and being ready from the start. Has that been something for you to get used to, or it seems like you're ready to go, whatever's thrown out there?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that's how you got to approach it. Just, be ready for whatever. Even if we call it tempo period, first period of practice, I feel like we just got to be ready for it because just like Coach Herman said, when we start fast, it usually will carry on throughout practice. And if you start slow, it'll be tough to build back up to a fast pace. So I feel like even if we were to start off with tempo, it'd be good. Like I like stuff like that. So
The depth of the receiver room helps you out in more ways than one. You get to spell, but also it doesn't look like anyone's going to be allowed to be double teamed because somebody else can step up. Can you talk a little bit about the depth of the room?
yeah, I think that's one of our best assets. Everybody we got is no drop off, and we did it like that, like throughout even before fall camp, like spring last year, spring, like we harped on just being one, having each other back, making sure the one go down, the next person ready to step up, and our work ethic showed that so much, and I'm proud of the stuff that everybody's doing. Like we can all go out there and make plays. I make a play, Bert make a play, Tay make a play, even the backups, everybody ace all them boys. So it's like I love what we built, not even from fall camp, but what we built way back then, and it's carrying over to what we doing now.
To follow up on the question about depth, how are you feeling about the competition in the wide receiver room, especially with Wester, Burton, and Johnson, and the other guys in the group?
Yeah, I love it. It bring the best out of all of us. I love competition. We from Florida, most of us from Florida, so we used to the competition. We'll never shy away from it. Is what we love to do. But at the end of the day, we all got each other back. Like we'll never, bad talk or bad mouth somebody. We always have each other back, and I feel like that's what comes first, and that even made the competition better because we know we fight with our brothers and against our brothers in practice. So, it's good.
You made quite an impression during this past Saturday's scrimmage, catching a few touchdowns, particularly from Casey Thompson. How would you describe the current chemistry between the quarterbacks and the receivers at the moment?
It's good. They've been out there working with us. When I just talked about the receivers working, the quarterbacks been out there working too. D-Rich, Casey, we've been out there working and putting in the work to do things like how we did on Saturday. To come in Saturday and hopefully week one it'll show.
I've seen your role with the team throughout the past few years, switch between the offense and special teams. How have you been been making a statement throughout fall camp to show you are more deserving of a bigger role in the offense?
First just knowing my role and then just getting better each day and something different. I just try to go into practice, each practice, trying to get better at one thing so it can all get complete towards the end or the beginning of the season and throughout the season. So I just try to work on one thing every day and just complete my game in all phases.
Even with the plethora of receivers in the group, how much has Coach Beatty helped you guys develop with one another to compete for those reps in the offense?
He did a good job. He's doing a good job. Coach Beatty's always in our ear, giving us little keys and little tips and stuff. And I feel like we're receptive of it. And, we just take what he says. He's a good coach, and we run with it, and we just apply it to the field and apply it in our game.
And what areas are you guys at the receiver room looking to improve on as you close out fall camp after this week?
I feel like personally, I feel like mental toughness. We run the most on the team. Everybody knows the receivers run the most, so it's like when we get tired, we got to keep our technique right. We got to keep our our routes crisp, things like that. So I just feel like working on our mental toughness when we out there on the field.
Good. All right. Thank you.